All right, welcome back everybody. It's Julie with Craft with Julie, and we're going to create this 2-page 12 by 12 layout. This was super fun to put together. Like I said in the video before this, I just grabbed the card making workshop from Close to My Heart. It came with a stamp set, the accents, 2 sheets of pattern paper, some cardstock, and decided to make a full layout and also cards with it. And so it was really fun to design and put together, and this is the layout that I came up with for with the with those extras. Sorry, my chair is squeaky. So this is what we're going to do today. Let's see where to start. Okay, let's go ahead and start with stamping our title, because there's no other stamping, and then we can clean that up and put it away. For this title, I wasn't really sure exactly what I wanted it to say, but I chose getaway because I thought that was generic. But I also came up with adventure, getaway, going places, road trip, travel time, travel day. Okay, you can totally change it up to whatever you want. And I used the Starter Alphabet for this one, and we're going to shade it. I don't know if you can tell, but it's shaded just a little bit with the 2 different colors. So I'm going to show you how I did that, and you can spell out whatever you want, and we'll go from there. So you'll also want, you'll also want your suitcases, your melon dots, and you should have cut your die cuts already, and I think everything else is ready to go. So I'm going to grab my piece of Glacier cardstock. After I cut them, I put them in a bag so I don't lose my pieces. So you'll have this little piece of Glacier that you have cut, and let's move this over. We can get that out of the way. All right, so tell me in the comments what you're going to stamp on for your title. I actually want to scrapbook these photos. I pulled them out. This was a girls' getaway. It was actually convention. Close to My Heart went with a virtual convention because of COVID. We couldn't get together, and so we just rented a house in Park City, and we all watched it together since it was online, so we could be safe, but we could still be together, and it was so fun. So that's those photos I'm going to use for mine, but let me know what you're going to scrapbook on yours. I should grab my long block, but that's okay. All right, so when I do my titles, I don't like to do them like perfectly straight, because I can never get them perfectly straight. So I make them ski-wampus on purpose. So we're going to stamp, let's do the get first. Okay, so G-E-T, and then we're going to have to borrow the A twice, or use it twice. So we have the A, we have a W, and we need to leave space for another A and then a Y. So how I do that is I just move that A over, I set my Y, and then I move my A back. Okay, and then you can turn it over and see, that one's, oh, see if you like how that looks. My Y is a little too high for me. Okay, I think we're good. So I'm going to stamp it in the Glacier first. Oh, there's all my things. So I think my title, I'll probably do like, yeah, getaway works for a girls' weekend, right? Sorry, for some reason I'm having allergies all of a sudden. And I'm going to stamp it kind of towards the right hand side because I'm going to dovetail, or actually I can just do it in the center. Just make sure you leave enough for a dovetail. Okay, and then I'm going to take that A. Oh, I need to had my triangle from the cards on there and stamp it there. Okay, and then I need to clean this really quick and just leave them where they're at. And I'll double check that A. We're going to clean them. And now we can take the sapphire ink that up and just offset it just a little bit to leave some of that glacier showing. So you kind of have a shadow. And now I need just to do the A. And you might practice a couple times if you want. Mine's not perfect, but I think it turned out good. Okay. So now we can put our ink and our stamps away unless you want to ink the edges of your papers. I used to do that pretty much on all my projects, but I've gotten away from because I'm lazy. I want to get it done fast. Okay, so now let's bring out the papers for that side. Okay. So let's do, make sure you can see everything. Okay. Someday I will have a device that I can do both at the same time, like I mentioned before. Okay, so you have your pieces. I don't know why I put them down there. That's not going to help me. Okay. So you have your white piece of cardstock, and now you have your sapphire, and you can choose the dark or the light. I chose the light side, and I can't even tell you why. I don't remember, but that's what is on my sample, so I'll go with that. This is a project that sat on my desk for a while, staring at it and trying to decide the different layers. It was fun, moving all the little suitcases around. Okay, so this piece right here is at the 11-inch mark. That is one of my tips. If you are stuck creatively, since this, what I did was I would put something together, or on this one, let me go back. On this project, I had an idea, and then I cut the pieces, and it just wasn't like working for me. So I would walk away and come back and rearrange things a little bit, and then I would leave it on my desk and come back and do the same thing over and over again. So if you ever get stuck on something, oh, and the other thing to do as well, that I will take a picture of it, and for some reason a picture gives you a different perspective, and so sometimes I'll be like, oh, I need to move that here or there, and it will look better. So there's a couple ways to, if you're kind of stuck, you can just take a picture, walk away, and do those different things, and hopefully, you know, your mojo comes back. And I don't know what I did with my title. Anybody? What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's go ahead and put this yellow piece in the center, or you could flip it over and use this. I have not been to any of these places. I actually saw the Big Ben when I flew through the London airport. I saw it on the way in, and that was it. Okay, so these little pieces are at about the 5 3/4, or no, 4 3, and I don't know why I just did that. I put the adhesive on the wrong side, which is really good that I use a close to my heart adhesive, because guess what? I just take my thumb and rub it right off. Okay. 4 3/4. And this leaves spaces for 3x3 photos, some journaling, maybe if you have some memorabilia, you can add that there. And that needs to be moved over just a little bit. That's what I love about Close to My Heart's adhesive. You can peel it up and try again. And then after a little while, you can't do that anymore. Okay, so I have my big glitter piece, and that is going to be my photo mat. And then we'll add our title and all the fun suitcases and all. So I'm just going to dovetail that and put it at the top, kind of right above this yellow. And then I can add my suitcases at the top. I know I probably said it a million times, but the whole reason for this workshop was for this suitcase. So I better start going a lot of places so I can use this suitcase. I just loved it so much. Okay, so we're going to use this tag right here on the right hand side. And I can hang off that onto the white a little bit. And now we can use our dots and our little suitcases. So down here on the bottom left, I'm going to put this blue one. You might want to put your photos on there before you do this part, but I'm just going to put them on to show you where they go. And then a little backpack, because you know you need a carry-on when you're going somewhere, so you have your little carry-on backpack. Your makeup case. Do people still take those? Or I don't even, my mom had one, and we would take it with us like when we went camping, if I remember right, and it had all our medicine in it, but I think it was like a makeup case. Okay, so now we have our little dots, and I added one right here, and I added a heart right there, and then a small dot on the tag. And then at the top, I don't know what it is about these hearts, and I just love to put them right there on the suitcases, like a little decal on the luggage. Okay, I think I have all the things. So I have room for these photos, journaling, whatever you want to do, or if you just want to, you could totally leave it and just put one photo here. That's an idea. So there you go. You have a pretty versatile page. All right, so let's do the second page. Running out of spots to put all the things. Okay. It's pretty close to the first page, but a little different. And again, I'm putting those pieces right in front of me, and I need to put them off to the side. Oh, I just love this suitcase paper. It's so cute. Can't get enough of it. All right, so you have your white base, your light sapphire, so I'm going to put the adhesive on the dark side. The dark side, it reminds me of Star Wars. My husband was actually watching that last weekend. I guess there was a marathon on TV or something. And then he was watching the commercials, and I'm like, don't we have that streaming station that you can, so yours will be yellow on this side. I cheated again. Don't we have that streaming station? The one I can't name because they'll take my video down. It doesn't have commercials. He's like, oh yeah. So he turned it on so he didn't have to watch commercials. I thought it was funny. Maybe it's just our generation, the older generation. We're just used to watching commercials, so it's like doesn't faze us. But my kids are like, can't we fast forward? They do not like to watch live TV at all. Okay, so I'm just adding some adhesive to that one. That glitter just adds so much. You can use shimmer trim if you have it. But I love how you can cut down the glitter paper to whatever size you want. Okay, so now we have our glacier piece and we're going to use the light side. So let's put our adhesive on the Darth Vader side. And we're going to put it at 11 over here. Okay. There we go. You have a nice spot for a photo, or you could totally leave it blank if you wanted to. Now that I'm looking at it like this, I'm like, this would be totally cute. So I'm just going to lightly set those down. Just make sure I have them where I want them. And hopefully I probably put measurements maybe in the instructions, but I just go for it. And I'm just going to leave a little edge around each one. And I was going to totally ask a question, but now I can't remember, so it might come back to me. Okay, so we have our adorable little tags that will just tuck right underneath that photo. So let's add them. This is one of the things I wanted to use all of the things that came in that stamp set and the thin cuts, and it was a fun challenge to make sure that everything that we created today has just a little bit of all the things. I'm gonna put this down here. You might want to put your photo on there first, or if you're going to put your journaling there. Yeah, this is your layout, so you do what you want to do. If you want to change it up, I am not going to be offended, and no one will know. Just add this one right there, and a little suitcase right underneath that. So it's kind of be lined up with your photo, so it might be easier to put your photo on first. Okay, so I have those, and now we can put our adorable suitcases. I mean, look how cute that one is with the little stickers on the outside. I'm gonna add that one right up there. And we have this one right here. What vacation, did I ask what vacation you're going to scrapbook with this collection? I've done a lot of my Europe trips with this collection. I took the trip a long time ago, and I just never got around to doing my own photos. So I'm using that. Some girls trip, as I showed you those photos that I'm going to put on this one. And just those little things. My family is going to go on vacation in the next few weeks, so I can do that, use those. All kinds of fun things. Okay, so there, I think we got it all the things. So you just put your photos on to cover up those. And here is this other page. Ta-da! Okay, all you need is your photos, your journaling, and your special touch, and you are good to go. Another page done for your album. Come back in just a little bit, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what we're going to be doing in March for our March virtual craft day, and I hope you love it as much as I do. So I'll see you in just a little bit.